Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back. I'm so grateful you're joining me today. So today's video is going to be an indie makeup tutorial on the look that I have here. It's featuring a lot of indie makeup brands including Aromaleigh and Salt New York and About Face Beauty. And I love the red and gold color scheme. A couple of you reached out for asking me to do a brighter look, saying that I'd done too many neutral looks recently, and so I'm happy to comply. I guess I'm feeling a little bit of like the Lunar New Year still because I wanted to do this red and gold with some of the new colors that I have from Aromaleigh. Before we jump into this tutorial, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is what the eyeshadow look looks like up close. I've got a lot of fun like multi-chrome, duochrome stuff going on. So if you want to see how I put this together, just keep watching. I'm going to start with the Concrete Minerals Glitter Eyeshadow Primer. I've had a couple people ask me how I apply this, so this is what it looks like. I'm just going to stick my finger in. If I have longer nails, I use a brush, and I get out, I guess, about that much product. Not a ton, but enough that I can rub it on my eye and my like lower lid. Now, with this product, when it first goes on, it's gonna feel extremely like wet. Like to me, it feels wet. The brand describes it as feeling oily. But then what you do is basically just kind of rub it in until it starts to feel silky and it's dried down a little more. And I'm going to take the About Face Scream of Conscious liquid eyeshadow, which is a red color. I thought this would be more of a neutral red, but on me, it pulls definitely warm. I'm using this as my base. And the brush I'm using is a Delium Tools Golden Triangle 775 Duo Fire Brush Shader. I like this shape for what I'm gonna do. And this doesn't need to be perfect because you're gonna go back later, or I'm gonna go back later and blend it, so don't worry about it being perfect if you're trying to recreate this at home. Also, you don't have to use the same products I'm using to recreate any tutorial. You can always shop your stash for similar shades. I don't know if you can see, but this red starts to turn orange on my skin. I'm making sure to take it and extend it a little bit here at the inner corner above my eyes. And I'm only really putting this down on like the outer, maybe 1/3 of my lid, but it's definitely going all through my crease. And then I use a Q-tip to help me shape. So it's not exactly where I wanted, but that's okay. So just take a Q-tip and kind of help shape it. If you don't feel comfortable using a cotton swab to do any sort of shaping like that, I would recommend maybe using a makeup wipe, just something that you feel comfortable working with. So I'm going to take this awesome color called Ruby Spark by Aromaleigh. So it looks like in the jar. And this is an angled eyeshadow brush. It's from OCC Cosmetics. Pour one out for OCC. And it's gonna just go right on top of where I put Scream of Consciousness. And I hope you can see on camera how this is a like much more cooler toned red, which I personally think looks much better with my skin tone. I'm just placing this everywhere I had placed Scream of Consciousness. This is a Sigma E27. It's a little bit smaller than the E25, which is a brush that I use all the time. And I'm going back and I'm blending those two colors together. Basically like a windshield wiper motion through the crease. I'm going to take the Silk Naturals color Koi, which is this little like light pink matte right here. And I'm using a Sigma E36. Which is like a tiny blending brush, perfect for hooded eyes. And I'm going to start blending on the top of the red because I'm using this pink as the transition shade. And a transition shade is basically the color that helps you jump between like your eyeshadow shade and your skin tone. And then I'm going to further blend that out by using the Fenty Pro Filter Powder in 105, which is a perfect match for my skin tone. And I use this at the edges of where I applied that pink. I'm trying to create a smooth gradient from the red to the rest of my skin. Next, we're going to apply the color that is the star of my show, and it's this color right here called Magma Bloom. It is a beautiful red with a golden shift. It reminds me of one of my favorite colors from Darling Girl, who's no longer around, and that was called Hell's Bells, but I freaking love this color. It's a cool toned red with like golden sparkle. And because of the golden sparkle, I like to spritz my brush with a little bit of Urban Decay's All-Nighter. And then I'm just gonna start applying this to my lid. I put a little bit along my lower lid as well. Yeah, I just absolutely love the color of Magma Bloom. It's so, so beautiful. The next color that I'm going to apply is Aromaleigh Threads of Gold, which is this beautiful sparkly shade right here. This color is going to be my inner corner highlight. Again, because it's extra sparkly, I use a little bit of Urban Decay's All-Nighter spray just to make sure that I don't get like pieces in my eye or whatever. So that's what I tend to do with like extra sparkly or glittery eyeshadows, is use a little bit of like All-Nighter spray. And I'm using a Rose & Ben E27 brush to apply this right at the inner part of my lid. This inner highlight part. And then I'm just kind of wiggling the tip back and forth to blend it. Many of you had requested a bolder eyeshadow look from me, saying it had been a while, so I figured I had to give you a beautiful bright red. I'm going back to the Sigma E36, and I'm going to use just a little tiny bit more of Silk Naturals Coy on this brush, just right above here, right above where I put the NV color, because I just want to make sure it just looks nice and smooth. I'm going to tightline with Novelist Cupid's Arrow, and this is my favorite way to tightline right now. I use this Real Techniques angled brush, and I run the brush across the tip of my eyeliner. And then I go underneath the lashes at the upper waterline and just start applying. My eyes are really sensitive, and I blink a lot when I try to tightline, so having a brush that makes it easier for me to get up under those lashes to apply the darkness really helps. And if you have hooded eyes, tightlining like this will give you more visible lid space without like too much darkness. I love the Novelist Cupid's Arrows so much. They are so nice and creamy. So now I'm going to take the Novelist Cupid's Arrow number 3, which is like a wine berry color, and this e.l.f. Cosmetics rainbow brush is from the J Kissa set that I bought. And I'm going to use this angled eyeliner brush to apply that wine shade from about like the outer 1/3 or so of my lid. And I'm putting this in the middle of all of that red. And I do go a little bit along from the lower waterline. If I don't use black liner, I love using a good burgundy wine berry type color. I'm going to take the Aromaleigh color Magenta Moon, which is this beautiful like bright pink with blue sparkles in it. And I'm going to use this angled eyeliner brush. I use a lot of angled eyeliner brushes when I do my makeup. This brush is from Sydney Grace. And I'm going to use this on top of the wine color. I thought this would just make for a really fun and interesting liner look without being too dark. And we get some nice shift and get a little bit of purpley blue. I'm also sort of smudging the liner when I'm doing this, so don't worry if it's like not exact or perfect. I'm going to put on my Thrive Cosmetics mascara. This is my favorite mascara. It's the best mascara I've ever found for me, for my lashes that I struggle with. And what I love about it is I feel like I consistently get good results with it, even when my lashes are not, even when I don't have a lash lift, and it's just, you know, my natural lashes, which are traditionally very stubborn and straight and like to stick down as opposed to go up. Now I'm going to take a Q-tip, and again, I'm just going to use this to sort of shape this outer part of my shape to make sure I'm happy with it. I really enjoy doing shadow wings, so I feel like this is just another twist on shadow wings. Alright, so now onto my face. I'm going to put on Danessa Myricks Prism FX Hydrating Lotion in the shade Gold. this is a really nice base in my opinion for makeup. It's also a product that I will wear on its own. I love the iridescence that it gives my skin. I am going to apply Salt New York's Sneaky Balm in N13, which is the shade up here. And I'm using this IT Cosmetics, I use the same brush for this all the time and I can't remember the brush, it's an N101 brush. And then I stipple this product on my face. I'm someone who loves light coverage Complexion Perfection products, but I don't like products that don't ever dry down. Like things that are still sticky are a no-no for me. It's gross. I don't like it when stuff comes off on my phone. I don't like it when it comes off when I kiss my husband. So I'm going to try Firecracker Plant. It might be too warm for me, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull it off. I'm going to use this Sigma Tapered Contour and see if I can get this blush to apply and blend out okay. Oh, I think it'll be just fine with this look. And I'm going to blend with this Real Techniques brush just to help it go into my, look more seamless with my skin. So now that my Firecracker Plant blush is applied from Aromaleigh, I'm going to apply Aromaleigh Ostara, which is one of my all-time favorite highlighters from Aromaleigh. See in the jar, it looks just very unassuming, like a light creamy beige, but it's got a really pretty like pinky lavender shift. And I'm applying this with a one of the Sigma brushes from the Samantha Ravindal collection. I brought Ostara and Kupala by Aromaleigh on my honeymoon in Vegas. I'll put a link to that video up here in case you want to go check out my makeup looks from Vegas. Oh, and I haven't done my brows yet. I should do my brows. I'm taking a different brush that's the same as the one I used to blend the blush, but just using this to blend the highlight. I'm going to use Sigma's Brow Wax. It's like their Prime and Control Brow Wax. And go through my brows going up. Because my brows are pretty sparse, so I try to like brush them up and out and then apply whatever brow products I'm going to apply. Oh man, I sound like I have Shatneritis when I'm talking right now. Taking my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Gray, shade 7.5. So happy to have a cool toned brow product from the drugstore. A lot of things in at least in my skin tone, lean way too warm, and then they turn orange or green, which is not really the look I'm going for with my brows. I'm going to apply About Face Eclipsed Glitter Brow Gel. I love the glitter brow gels from About Face. They're my favorite products that they make, I think. Are basically all of my favorite products from About Face are their glitter products. I like their glitter eyeshadows, I love their glitter brows, and I love their glitter lips. I'm going to try the Silk Naturals Meld Powder and Light today to put on top of my makeup and sort of like see how it lets everything as it claims to meld together. I think this looks really nice. I normally use the Fenty Lavender powder, but I think this looks really good. Oh, and I always like to apply highlighter right here on my collarbone, like in this area. I feel like it gives you an extra little pop and just looks really nice. I learned this from the ladies at Cover FX whenever they still had some really nice people who worked there. I am going to outline my lips and fill them in with this Lime Crime Pencil in Poison. It's a bright red. All right, now that I have my lip pencil on, I'm going to put on the About Face Fractal Lip Color, and I think the color is called Sudden Shift. Love this color, love that it's glitter. Don't like the packaging because it feels very flimsy, but I thought this would go perfectly with my eyes. It's a red with gold sparkles. All right, so this is my finished look once I put the lipstick on. Let me zoom in so you can see it up close. I really love the Magma color, and Ruby Sparks is awesome, and I think that putting Magenta Bloom on top of that wine liner just looks so great. I love like the extra blue iridescence that's right there. But because I tight line my eyes, it's not really heavy. Like, you still get lots of vibrant color, which is what I was going for and what you asked for. Oh, and here are the lips up close so you can see like the glitter in it. So I hope you enjoyed this red and gold makeup tutorial featuring a lot of indie brands. Please be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be sure to give this tutorial a thumbs up if you want to see more indie makeup tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.